Hello, my fellow Aquarius. Welcome in or welcome back to Go With The Flow Tarot. This is going to be a reading for the upcoming lunar eclipse on March the 3rd. But of course, unless otherwise stated, all tarot readings are timeless. Bear with me, Aqua, as I pull one more card for what you don't see coming, or in this case, I guess two. So, Aquarius, this does feel like it could be a relationship reading based off of what I saw during your pre-shuffle and a little bit off of what's come out. I don't seek to do these readings. It's not my intention to do love readings, but if they come out, I'm happy to convey the message. That being said, your overall general energy is the Four of Wands. That is the marriage card. I did see this amongst the lovers and some other things that aren't out, so I won't mention them. But the Four of Wands, first and foremost, yes, is the marriage card. It can also just speak to you working on building a stable foundation. It can also say it's time to just cross that threshold and celebrate that relationship or that stable foundation. We will, of course, clarify to find out. In your recent past energies, you have the Knight of Wands. So this could be you or somebody else that has this very spirited, fiery energy and is all too happy to go charging towards a spontaneous new mystery. I did see the Fool as well in your pre-shuffle. In your present energies, you're working on closing out a cycle, something that might be a little bit burdensome or something that you may have been working on for some time. But once you do close it out, you know you're going to collect a harvest. So not terrible with the Ten of Wands in your present energies. In what you don't see coming. First, I will say I have assigned Kings as outside energy coming in for my viewer. Second, I will say thank you to Chris Reck from Minnow Pond Tarot for telling me to tell you that if you show up in your own reading, that puts you in a position of power and strength, allowing you to take away whatever you want or need from the reading. That being said, I did see the star also in the pre-shuffle, but in your upcoming energies, you have the King of Swords alongside the Six of Wands. So the King of Swords is technically Aquarius, can incorporate Libra and Gemini as well. What it really is like the king of wisdom. He's been through the most battles, he's learned the most, he's seen the most, and now he's like a teacher or a mentor or guide or therapist or someone like that. So this could be you, Aqua, or it could be somebody else. Regardless, you're going to be celebrated, you. And you're going to have people around you celebrating you with that Six of Wands. So a most definite success after this long, burdensome cycle completion. Very, very exciting times, Aquarius. Look what's on the bottom of the clarifying deck. I didn't know that either. I saw it during the pre-shuffle, but it's on the bottom of this deck too. So starting a new cycle after closing out that old one. That's kind of how it works, right? All right, let's do a brief tap into that Four of Wands in Aquarius's overall general energies. Thank you. Okay, so you had the strength to walk away from something, and because you did that, you received justice, a fair and balanced outcome for all parties involved regarding that Four of Wands. Libra energy, by the way, Leo energy there. What more, please, on the Justice card and the Four of Wands? I love the energies, but I'm not entirely certain I've fully gotten the vibe. Like, it's balance, it's stability. I see what's happening here. Spirit wants me to know that after a period of you feeling a little bit discombobulated, possibly had something dissuade you off of your path, you did gain some clarity and you brought yourself back to center and you're back on stable ground. Love that for you, Aquarius. I don't feel like I care about the Knight of Wands, but I'm going to check in with him just because why not? What say thee, Spirit, about the Knight of Wands in Aqua's recent past energies? If anything, like, did he add some burdens to your 10 wands you've got to drop off? Yeah. I kind of had a vibe about him. So whether it's another person or not, I think it might be you, in fact. In your recent past, you did have some issues with patience. And I'm at a loss for words, but like, just, you want to go charging ahead, but in order to do that, you need to learn temperance, balance, patience while you're alchemizing and transforming. So I do believe that is what is leading to this being such a burdensome cycle completion. Now, with those 10 wands, the ones that belong to you, yes, you've got to pack them all the way across the finish line. Anything you're packing around that isn't yours, any burdensome energy that does not belong to you, can be dropped at any given moment. Let's check in and see what Spirit would like to say, in fact, about that 10 of Wands, and possibly give some advice. Because if you drop some of those wands, you can see your finish line a little more clearly. And the work isn't obviously so difficult because you've lightened the load. So either a heads up or some, okay, yeah, no. You're finding some balance still from possibly a recent past love connection. You did have a broken heart. It came out in reverse. So you did do the healing. I think Spirit's just reminding you that, like, you don't have to pack all of those wands, and you are extremely close to success, my dear. I am going to do one more quick check-in for some advice on the present situation for the Aquarius collective with the 10 of Wands and the 3 of Swords in the reverse. I mean, I would give advice on practicing forgiveness, but the 3 of Swords is in the reverse. Oh, interesting. Interesting. Well, it could be time to put your work on display with the 3 of Pentacles coming out. It could also be time to call in some help or get someone to, like, proofread your work before you put it on display, with the Lovers again on the split, this time with the Wheel of Fortune. I'm going to do one more. Just specifically on that 3 of Pentacles, Spirit. Are you trying to say teamwork makes the dream work, and it's time for Aquarius to call on someone older, wiser, more mature, teacher, mentor, therapist, guide? I think that is what the message is, actually. And once you do call in, yeah, you need some help releasing some of those past energies, out with the old, in with the new. You're feeling like the wounded warrior, so call on some assistance in the form of, as I said, teacher, mentor, guide. Someone wiser is the bottom line. Somebody wiser than you. So, is that the advice, my dear Spirit, for the Aquarius collective for what they don't see coming? The King of Swords and the 6 of Wands. Is that success after Aqua finally asks for help? Something flipped inside of the deck. Ace of Wands and the Lovers on the split. Okay. Yes. 100% yes. Spirit is saying you have a choice to utilize some kind of assistance. And once you do that, teamwork makes the dream work. You will certainly receive blessings. You and your partner, or you and whoever you're working with the Hierophant coming out. And I did also see, oh, I didn't even realize this happened. Okay. Again, Ace of Wands at the bottom of the deck. Wheel of Fortune has come out now as well. I didn't even notice that fell out. You are about to see massive, massive blessings and success very, very, very soon, Aquarius. This is actually like a little bit crazy, and I'm extra excited because hello, my fellow Aquarius. I mean, this is I'm part of the Aquarius collective too. This is stellar. You know what? I'm going to leave everything alone and just say, with all of that said and everything in front of me now, have we any more advice from the tarot for the Aquarius collective? Any advice before I close out with maybe, I think, a starseed oracle. Aquarius is the star. The Hermit and the Page of Pentacles on the split, also in your pre-shuffle. Oh, honey, no. The only advice is just know that your happiness is coming in. Ultimate happiness, cycle completion with ease. The only advice, Leo energy, by the way, Taurus energy, Sagittarius energy, sorry, sometimes I forget to do that. Gemini's is lover, again, Temperance is Sag. Possibly take the initiative. I'm not even really getting that vibe though. I really actually feel like this is more like Three of Wands energy, and it's spirit letting you know your ships are coming in. This is like, it does not get any better than the Wheel of Fortune, the Sun, the Six of Wands, the Hierophant. Like, get out of town with this, Aqua. Like, what do you don't need any advice. This is just a reading to let you know that your blessings are on their way. They're in the mail. Sweet deal. All right, so a starseed oracle for the Aquarius collective, please, to let them see they're going to be celebrating more than justice soon. I think you're going to be celebrating a lot more than justice soon with the Sun, the Hierophant, the Wheel of Fortune. Thank you. Fall into my arms. Surrender. Holding the opposites, extremes of life. While you're about to get an extreme upswing, my dear, 12:12 on the clock as I'm saying that. Fall into my arms is on page 66, and that adds up to 12. You can't make this shit up. 66. The Great Mother ushered in when you took your first breath, and she'll be there when you draw your last. She knows how challenging life can be, that being human can be lonely and confusing, that the polarity and separation can be excruciating, but when your soul remembers the oneness of Source, at the same time, it can be incredibly glorious and sweet. So often we see things either as good or bad. When things go well, we make it mean that we're being rewarded. And when things go bad, perhaps we've done something wrong. However, we're all here to expand and grow, and it's through the extremes of life that we do exactly that. You're being invited to welcome the highs and the lows of the human experience, to let them initiate you more fully into life, the agony and the ecstasy, the beauty and the bitterness. This life is but a single breath in the inextinguishable existence of the experience as a soul. The Great Mother wants you to hand over your loneliness, worries, hurt, sorrow, fears, burdens, and doubts, to lay them on her altar, to fall into her arms, to remember that while these extremes are difficult, they can also be magnificent. The more wildly the pendulum of your life swings, the more truthfully you can say, I've truly lived. Starseed activation. Place the card on the portal of your heart and whisper the following. I'm ready to embrace the extremes of my life. I lay all that I'm carrying onto the Great Mother's altar and fall completely in her arms. My dear Aquarius, the pendulum is certainly about to swing. I hope that was helpful. I thank you ever so much for being here, and I'll see you again real soon. Bye for now.